Danielle here, and I'm coming to you today because I wanted to talk to you about what makes you have passion. All right, I just wanted to shoot this quick video because every day I walk around and I pride myself of being consciously aware. I've been on this journey for a little while now. I would say it's been about 2 years since I started meditating and just really getting in touch with my inner being, getting closer to, if you want to call it God, or the God essence of myself, as well as the universal being that governs all of our lives, whether you believe it or not. This is what I believe. I want to pose my beliefs onto you, but that's what I believe. I believe that there's a universal intelligence, a universal being that controls all of our lives. Some people call it God. Some people call it, whatever. There's different names. I don't know all the names, but I grew up calling it God, and I still do call it. I still do call God God. But I grew up in a different kind of atmosphere. I grew up very religious, and going to a church and just learning about certain things. Now, don't turn off your video. This is not about religion or anything like that. I'm talking about living in a life of passion. And what happened to me is I stepped away from church. I stepped away from church because I felt trapped. I felt trapped, and I always felt that there was something more that wasn't being given to me. And that is something true in a lot of my life, throughout my life. I realized that there was many times in my life that I felt trapped. So I would escape from it. And I wanted to know, and at some point I thought I had a character flaw. I'm going to be honest. I thought I had a character flaw because I remember one of my friends telling me, Danielle, you can't do that. Every time you feel a certain way, you can't run away. Because at the time, I didn't know how to express myself. I didn't know how to, express my feelings. And in those cases, when you feel trapped, whether you're trapped in a job, whether you're trapped in a marriage, whether you're trapped in your own body that doesn't look and feel the way that you want it to look and feel, how can you express that? You can't. And there's been many times in my life when I felt trapped. So what I did was I left. I left and I didn't look back. And, I apologized to certain people that I had to leave because they didn't understand. I didn't even understand it. It's just now that I understand it, but I didn't understand it back then. So my question to you is, do you feel trapped? Are you living a life of passion? And I say all this to say that is what I was seeking. I was seeking my authentic life, a life where I could be who I wanted to be, a life where I could be the person that God made me to be. We weren't born to be trapped. And if you love to go to church, that's great. And I hope you're a great contributor to your church, and I hope that you're getting everything that you need out of it. But in my case, I felt that there was something more. And that's the same way I felt in my job. That's the same way I felt at school. I mean, I did the same things that I'm sure you have learned to do as well. You grow up, you go to school, you go to college, you get a good job, and you work until you retire. And I think that's such a trap. That is a trap. That's an emotional trap. That's a physical trap. That's a financial trap. And if you want to be free, if you want to free yourself from the bondage of society, you're going to have to learn how to find your freedom. And it's not going to come easy. It's going to come with some backlash. It's going to come with some side eyes looking at you. It's going to come with, people just saying that you're crazy, or, I remember one person told me when I left the church, she said, don't let the devil get you, and I said, okay. But, and I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if that was the right road I was taking. I wasn't sure. Just like when I started my business, I wasn't sure if this was the right road I was taking. When I left school, I wasn't sure. Well, I just got my master's degree to become a certified teacher. I left. I wasn't sure. But you know what? What I did know is that I didn't want that life. I was living a life that other people had imposed on me. And if this is the life that you're living, I'm here to tell you today that there's a better life. And there's more things out there. There's better things to read than just the Bible. The Bible is a great read, but there are more things. Like I'm reading this book called The Motivation Manifesto by Brendan Burchard. And he's a brilliant mind. You know, so we have to expand our minds, and we have to expand ourselves. We have to express ourselves, because we are expressive beings. We were put on this earth to be expressive, to be the intelligent being that God placed us here to be, to live out our passions, to live a fulfilling life, to live a life of abundance, to live a life that, you know, when you wake up in the morning, you're happy to get up, not to drag yourself reluctantly to somebody's job. If you love your job, that's great. Like Brendan Burchard said in this quick, I'm just going to tell you something quick that he said. He says, whether we wield that power is up to us. He's talking about our power of, you know, just holding on to our power. If we don't like the work we're doing, we have three choices. Continue to hate what we're doing, change our perspective and find meaning and joy in our current tasks, or quit that dispassionate work and seek out what will make our souls sing. And one would hope everyone would at some point, and as soon as responsibly possible, to choose the last option. So I'm asking you, are you choosing the option to quit that demeaning, deteriorating, soul deteriorating job and find something that is meaningful and purposeful in your life, that helps you sing? Like, I love to write, I love to read, I love, you know, to express myself. And this is something that I've found passion in my work. I love to write my blogs. I love to make videos for you guys. I love to talk, you know? So these are the things you can find passion, and you can find abundance, and you can live a life, you know, filled with income that far surpasses your current job. You're not gonna, if you're looking to make a substantial amount of money, you're not going to get rich by working a job. You're just not. But when you have your own business, when you are surrounded by masterminds and people that are making 6- and 7-figure incomes, you know, just typical people that have done extraordinary things, and you are that person too. There's no difference between them, me, and you. The difference is you have let yourself be controlled by your environment, whereas we are breaking free from that. So I encourage you today to think about these words, and think about, there's something that came to me the other day, that life is a journey, and it is up to you to determine the direction of that path. So we're on a journey. And, you know, each one's life is a journey, but we have that. We are the ones who determine whether that path and that journey is going to be rocky and, you know, filled with all kinds of disappointments and all kinds of ups and downs. I mean, life is always going to have ups and downs, but you don't have to be disappointed by them. You know, there comes a time when you become so socially aware that the disappointments and the ups and downs become stepping stones. And they become, you know, just lessons as opposed to setbacks. You know, there was a time when I let everything in my life set me back. And I would wonder, why me? You know, when my mom died at 15, I wondered, you know, that was a big setback for me. When my dad left us, that was a big setback for me. You know, but I've overcome them, and I've come to forgive my dad, and I look forward to the things that I am creating for myself and my family, for our future. And it's just a wonderful thing. I wake up in the mornings, I feel so blessed to know that God has blessed me with, you know, a beautiful family and life that I never dreamed of. That I am setting myself up for a life of pure abundance. And I want the same for you. So if this, you know, if this video resonated with you, just leave a comment. You know, I like to hear all your thoughts about it. And I want to know how you're living your life of passion. And are you working towards creating a life for yourself that does not include anyone setting the standards for you, but you setting your own standards? All right. Once again, like this video, comment on this video below, and have a great, successful, abundant day. And I will talk to you soon.